The hard mode of Endoparasitic may not be the most grueling or lengthy achievement to get in a game, but the unique mechanics of it certainly does bring a whole bag of stress to try and deal with. This mode of the game makes resources spawn less often, which can force you to change pace of how you want to play. The game also only saves at the start of each level, so if you die you have to do the whole level all over again. Then there's also more enemies to quickly try and crawl away from, and they deal about double damage. This makes your decisions on whether you'll try and sneak by the enemies or blast your way through much more stressful. So let's jump into my first time playing Endoparasitic to try and get its hard mode achievement. We start off the game doing, well, great. We ensure those pesky limb holes are okay, and then we're told there's a contamination breach of, well, something, and that we should evacuate. Brilliant. With our one arm, we begin being able to drag ourselves around surprisingly quickly given our circumstances. Like, we can really get going here. I'm not sure I'd have the arm strength for these sort of speeds. We're then told that we have a parasite in us, and things just keep getting better for our guy. In order to stop the parasite from reaching our brain and killing us, we need to find a steady supply of medicine, which is not always easy with the reduced resources on hard mode. So we learn that even though our guy Sin has lost 3 limbs and drags himself around now, he actually doesn't want anyone else to evacuate this hellhole and instead carry on with his research. What a swell guy he seems to be. We promptly shut off that pesky evacuation alarm as, you know, it looks totally safe here now. And then after dragging myself around for a bit more, we find our first foes, and after expertly dodging them for a little bit, we get our first death of the run. When dying on hard mode, you actually always start back at the start of the level you're on, whereas on normal mode you actually go back to the last save point if you happen to have found one. After making my way back and using my incredible stealth skills to get past the blobs this time, we carry on crawling around and collecting loot. Due to the nature of the parasite moving up all the time, we don't actually want to always hang around for too long within a level, as it could actually waste precious health that we're not always going to have enough medicine to counteract. But as the loot goblin that I am, I also want to make sure that I've checked all the corners in case there's something I can get my grubby little hands on. But I also want to make sure that I don't overstay my welcome, as I wouldn't want to make the next level for me any harder than it needs to be, as you can't actually go back once progressing through to the next level. So if you start the next one with low ammo or health, we could actually be softlocked and have to start all over again. Eventually I did find the pistol, and now you'll be able to see how the fun mechanics of this game really begin. As with only one arm, I have to actually drag out the pistol each time I want to use it, but with it out, I'm unable to move until I actually put it back in its holster to be able to drag myself around. You may be able to see where this is going once the stressful situations start kicking in. There's also the case of reloading. To do this, we need to open our inventory while having the gun actually out, and you'll be able to see here that we actually have the gun shown with the ammo on there. Now not only do we have to pop the used ammo out one by one, we then have to insert each bullet into each free slot one by one. You can see where this may be going. It could be quite awkward in stressful situations again. One thing I've not mentioned yet are there are caches around on each level that have ammo or medicine in. You have to solve a simple puzzle of matching the length of these pins. Pretty simple, right? But it doesn't stop time when you're actually doing this, meaning that if you're trying to run away from something but really need some of that ammo, well, you're fucked. No, stop, get out. After continuing to make my way around, fighting and looting whatever I could find, we're then introduced to potentially my least favourite enemy in this whole game, the mutated rat. Now I know what you're thinking, oh, a rat, how scary. These little fuckers were the bane of my playthrough. You can even hear their stupid little noises when you get close to them, so you can try and be ready. And they even have a little exclamation mark that appears when they've noticed you. But none of that actually matters when you have to have the reflexes of a god at times. You had to switch from dragging yourself around to grabbing your gun and getting the shot off in time before these little shits run into you and deplete your precious parasite-free brain. After dealing with my new hatred of rats, we then make our way to the decontamination corridor that I got a small glimpse of earlier. And you know a section's going to be fun in your survival horror game when even on hard mode it gives you more bullets and health than you really know what to do with. I've started slowly clearing out the corridor, trying to pick off the mutants one by one, and going back and reloading whenever I needed. And surprisingly, this section was actually pretty easy after making me think it was going to be a bit of a challenge. I even ended up with quite a bit of leftover ammo. I then of course ran into even more rats, which I found to be honest much more stressful. Having to slowly creep forward waiting to hear that stupid little squeak, and then whip out the revolver in time to get them. I also then just hit even more stress when realising I was out of ammo at one point and a mutant slowly but threateningly chased me around while I was trying to find a good moment to reload. Go. Shoot, get the gun. Go. Damn. That's probably gonna be it. Fuck. After this, I started to try and make sure that I kept a better eye on my ammo and started to reload like I was back in the Call of Duty days. Now up until this point, I was not actually really seeing this as much of a hard mode. Yes, I'd died a few silly deaths and I wanted to become a pest control agent, but it hadn't truly felt like a hard mode. That was until I found what I will aptly call the Corridor of Death. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no, grab the gun, grab the gun, grab the gun. Take the shells, take the shells. Look. Run! Run! Going fast. Oh my god. Syringe. Load the gun, load the gun, load the gun, load the gun, load the gun. Why oh my god, why are there so many? Grab the gun. Holster the gun. Run. Oh god. God, oh. Grab the gun. Unload the gun, load the gun, load the gun, load the gun, load the gun. Go out. Run. How more? Now this is where I'd say the stress of the gun and movement mechanics really kicked in. You're in a long corridor that is actually littered with bullets, but you don't actually have that much space after entering the level between you and a swarm of mutants. Now there's a couple of options for you here. You could try and stand your ground from the beginning, get as many down as fast as you can, but if you aren't quick enough or accurate enough with reloading and putting your gun away, you're gonna have a bad time fast. You could keep going as far down the corridor as you can to ensure you keep a good distance between you and the mutants, but if you haven't reloaded your gun enough and taken enough out, you'll hit a dead end with not enough ammo or time to be able to survive. What I learned while doing this section was that I really sucked at being able to accurately unload and reload my gun quick enough while also then holstering it before trying to crawl away. I'd nearly always accidentally not be able to holster my gun quick enough and just be sitting ducks for the mutants again and again. Oh my god, I keep pressing the wrong button! I basically just kept trying to grind this corridor to improve my reflexes and the mechanics, as without it, I was just never going to make it past this area, and after about 30 minutes of trying, I was starting to get a little frustrated with the controls. Grab his gun! Grab it. Grab it! Stick it in! Oh. Why aren't you shooting? Shoot! Shoot! Now one kind of important thing that I haven't actually mentioned yet about the controls is that they're all done by using just the mouse. You know, like with one arm. You left click to drag yourself around, right click to grab or holster your gun, and scroll to open your inventory. These controls all being on one hand were weirdly making it just so frustrating for me, as I could easily get them confused and would forget to open my inventory or open it instead of grabbing my gun. I did find a setting for allowing tab to open the inventory, but for some reason by this point, using another hand just felt really odd, so I stopped using that one pretty quick. Another growing frustration for me was the dragging the bullets into the revolver to reload. If you didn't get them exactly lined up in the chamber, they didn't go in, and in this frantic situation, that's not what you want. After about an hour of doing this, I was starting to feel like I got a bit of a feel of what I needed to do. Go in, unload my big load straight out of the gate, then get to the next batch of bullets and quickly perform my pit stop reload maneuver. Then repeat this for each bullet area. I managed to get a couple of close runs doing this. Doing so well! And an even more heartbreaking one where I actually only had one mutant left. No! No! But then finally, the stars aligned and I managed to escape. Or so I thought. Get me out of it. I dare. I can't die anywhere else, please. No! No, don't. No. 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 Oh my god, no. 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 With just my one bullet left, I actually managed to survive this hellhole. I claimed my rewards and then was very ready to move on to the next level. Now a bit later on in the game, I was actually trying to clear levels without just shooting everything on sight. I've tried and kite the mutants around to try and not use up my ammo when it was unneeded, and while this did work some of the time, it wasn't without some additional stress. I did at least manage to find a shotgun, which was good. However, the bullets took up so much space in my already limited inventory, which was bad. But it did actually kill the mutants in one hit, which was good. But it did then mean I had to try and holster another gun, which was bad. We also then start finding little pieces of information about the actual story of the game. We find a note which then explains that when the shipment of parasites came in, our receptionist Luce was actually given visions by them, which sounds great, I guess. We also then find out she's been acting a little sussy staying up a bit too late, so the plot starts to thicken. I also then find it sus of why this game hates me so much, as I then start finding a lot of these thinner, windier corridors to go down, and you know my best friends just love to make it even more awkward for me. I just hate these guys so damn much. My seismometer, however, continued to go off later when I walked into a suspiciously large room with an untold amount of ammo in the middle of it. And I wondered at this point, would it be easy like the first time I found a section like this? Or would it be another corridor of death for me? It turns out, however, that even though there are a ton of enemies in this room, you really just need to be able to kite them around and shotgun them from time to time. The most annoying part really was just accidentally always picking up the revolver ammo instead of the shotgun ammo. Nope, 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 no, stop picking up those, I don't want them. Get to the shotgun shells, please. Only one. Fuck. There we go, there we go, there we go. Why did you pick up more of the revolvers? We don't want them. After about 4 minutes or so of frantically dragging myself around and reloading a lot, the crowded room was done with a lot more spare ammo than I was expecting to see. As a nice reward, however, after this I find the flare gun. The ammo of course takes up even more room than the shotgun ammo, but it did also come with a small inventory upgrade of 4 slots, which was very much needed at this point. The flare gun itself was really handy when a swarm may try and overthrow you, as it would burn and kill multiple enemies that it hit. At this point for the next few levels it just became a bit standard. Creep around, shotgun any of the big guys, get annoyed and revolver the rats, and then ensure I keep myself topped up on vaccines and ammo before moving on to the next levels. The next enemy that were then introduced, however, are the sleepers. These guys have these really creepy long limbs and won't move or attack unless there's movement or sound near them. I found this out by getting attacked by a mutant and then hit by a sleeper. These guys really did bring up the tension of the game for me, however, as not only were they just generally creepy to be around, you have to be extra careful with your positioning when crawling past them and hope that there isn't any other enemies nearby that need shooting. While creeping and crawling around, we also find a note from ourselves that outlines that these parasites are very intelligent and if they find a worthy host, they could become unstoppable. Sin, of course, takes it quite well that maybe he isn't as worthy as he thought he was.
How could I have been wrong? This thing is trying to kill me when I should have been its host, its ally.
Very soon after, we actually find someone else alive in this hellhole, Pravi, the one who made the vaccines for these parasites. They're about to be attacked by a mutant breaking down the door, and of course our guy Sin has no desire to help.
If you could just open the...
If I let you out, those things will get out as well. I don't think it's a very wise risk to take.
No, please!
May the gods have mercy on you, Pravi.
No, wait!
This then introduces us to the big mutants, which have lost the ability to see, but can now of course hear better, which I find weirdly surprising as they seem to breathe louder than a pug on its back. Okay, that's not going to work. They're quite similar to the sleepers, where if you make a sound you'll get attacked, but to make it even better for us, these guys actually chase you down. And the first time you actually interact with these guys, the game even baits you into causing your own demise by putting an enemy right in front of you. Oh my god, run, run, run. Oh my lord. That was such a bait. That was such a bait to get me to do that. After then showing that I am the true master baiter here, we're then given probably my favourite gun in the game, the crossbow. It does have the staple of this game, however, of potentially making things even more stressful for me in dire situations, as you have to actually crank the bow and then place a bolt in it each time you want to use it, which obviously can take a lot of time, but it can one-shot normal mutants and you can get your bolt back if you can find it, so theoretically infinite ammo, which is great for a hard mode with less resources. I also then quickly found out that it was amazing for taking out the sleepers, as it makes no noise so it doesn't trigger them and it only takes 2 hits. It quickly became my go-to weapon, but you do obviously need to remember to actually crank and reload it each time. And also, if you miss your shot against, say, the worst enemy in the game, you're not going to have any fun. Fuck! No, 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 no! Ah. Shut up, I'm not stuck. Stupid rat. Even after getting to the next level, the game felt the need to try and mug me off again. I'm not stuck, I just got to a new level. But I quickly showed them who the true gamer was here. Oh, what an angle. Oh, a victory sneeze. Oh. Making it through some quite dangerous rooms where I did end up racking up the death counter a little bit. I came to once again a lot of resources at the start of the level with a suspiciously large room. This was a room where you had to go around the 4 corners and hit a button while one of the big grumpy sleeping mutants slept in the middle of the room. I had straight away thought that I'd need to just use the crossbow here, as it was silent and it would allow me to work my way around to get all the buttons. That was of course until I missed a shot against my favourite frenemy and forgot the golden rule. After this death though, honestly, this room was fine. Ensuring you don't miss any of your crossbow shots, you'll easily dispatch the few enemies in this room. Moving on instantly, I go into yet another large room with a weird amount of bolts around. It has yet again another blind brute in the centre of the room, but this time a note saying the doors won't open until the biohazard is eliminated. Well, splendid. I try using the crossbow here, as you'd think with all the bolts around that maybe that's what I should do, but it went as well as throwing a wet ball at an angry dog. Run, run, run. Oh. I tried again with the crossbow because, well, science, and apparently I hadn't learned my lesson, and then I realised that I had some flare gun shots on me. It didn't go too well at first, but when I learned how to sit in a corner, I actually seemed to be able to make it work. Although I did then get this sound clip of it trying to breathe and be angry, and well, it kind of just sounded like my sleep paralysis demon. A swift second shot with a flare gun and the life support pug was no more, and we then make it to a nice looking office area, quickly finding out that they don't really have great ethics at this research facility. Who knew? Dear members of the Resource Board, welcome. We are pleased to have you visiting our fine lab. Do not hesitate to ask me anything you might need. Before entering the airlock doors, please make sure you are up to date on all safety and security protocols. Due to the strictly confidential nature of the research we do here, no next of kin will be notified of any injuries, accidents, or fatalities that may occur during your visit. We appreciate your understanding. Loose. We also then quickly find a new mutation. These poppy ball things. I didn't really find them pleasant either. Oh, what are these? These bursting bubbles could actually be handy as they may have loot inside them, but like some deranged Gatchapul, they could also have enemies in them as well. So your experiences may vary. A note is then found saying that something just keeps showing up. How strange. And not soon after, I find out what this means. Whoa, what the? Oh my, was that what that? Oh god, that's what the note was saying. That's not. Oh my, fuck. Once this guy's actually been found on the level, about every 3 seconds he'll just teleport near you, charge, and then disappear like a bad date on Tinder. The levels will now continue with this guy just constantly showing up, and once he's there, he won't leave you alone until you get to the next level. So while avoiding the creepy salesman, we find some more lore. The parasite has somehow carved the word "you" into Lucy's scarf, with what I can only assume was some sort of laser eyes or something. But she reckons this means they want her to become their god. Our guy Sint again takes this incredibly well, as we knew he would.
The very notion they'd pick her over me How vain, how clueless.
The hard mode problem of resetting a level after dying honestly hadn't really bugged me up until this point in the game. These office levels were starting to get quite long, and with how slow you had to take some of the sections to get past it without losing any health, it was actually quite annoying to have to potentially redo them a few times. Especially when one of those deaths was due to the teleporter just turning up into a small corridor. Oh, fuck off. That's just unfair. This is just unfair. Oh, fuck. I can't. Fuck off. The teleporter themselves honestly wasn't really that bad of an enemy. They'd honestly just become kind of a bit of a nuisance for the other things around to try and kill me. I even then started getting in a bit of a habit of just waiting for him to disappear, quickly reloading anything I needed, and then repeating that until I was all good. What was annoying, however, was when he comboed me with those stupid little squeakers. Shut up. I hate you. I hate you so much, rats. Ruining everything. Eventually, after dodging the teleporter for quite a while and getting through a big room of gacha bubbles, we move on and find out that it was Luce that let out the parasites. Who knew? The parasites had asked her to do this, and they did indeed make her their god, and believes the world has too many men like us. And after seeing how Sin is, yeah, I agree. But then we get to play on the forbidden red liquid slip and slide, sliding into the final fight of the game. I wasn't actually too sure how I was going to do this at first, so I was just really splooshing around for a bit while the teleporter is constantly attacking us, and the room is slowly starting to get clogged up with the gacha bubbles, which, if not dealt with, can limit your movement and get you caught by the teleporter. I eventually found out that the teleporter had some kind of umbilical cord attached to them, which showed which blob to attack in the corner of the room. But I had then kind of figured this out quite slow, and had been getting more and more blocked off and attacked by spawning mutants, that I eventually died. But now, with my knowledge of what I needed to do, it was time to end things with the teleporter once and for all. Let's zip around, grab the vaccines. Miss every fucking shot, Jesus, guys. Wait, does that just not hurt it? Oh my god, really? No, put it away, Jesus Christ. Oh my god, really, no. Oh my god, no. Oh, okay, this is where things start getting a little hectic. Come on, so close, I'm so close. Don't you dare! Yes! After beating the teleporter and moving on with a sliver of health, I'm greeted with this troll of an error screen. And then afterwards, we find out that Luce is going to leave us here like we kind of deserve. And with that, we pop the achievement for beating the game on hard mode. I'd say overall this game was actually a blast to play with its unique mechanics of the one arm. But except for the death corridor, I'd say the hard mode honestly wasn't too bad, and it only took me about 4 hours and 50 deaths to be able to complete. And I'd recommend giving it a go just for how interesting the game felt. This was my first try trying to do an achievement hunt, so if you liked it and want to see any more, subscribe and let me know. And I'll see you in the next one.